All right, Brian and Chelsea here with IndieMuscle.com. Just got our Leopard Claw in the mail today. So this is from the Resiliency Project. Troy Willis designed this for Kelly Starrett for mobilityWOD. He basically said, I need one tool that's going to take place of all the different tools. There's sets out there. They're expensive. I need one tool that the athlete, the everyday recreational or professional athlete can use to treat themselves. And that's one of the principles of mobilityWOD is every human should be able to maintenance themselves so they can perform at their best and without aches and pains and things like this. So obviously Chelsea could do this to herself, but I do this for a living in my clinic in East Spine Rehab, so I'm going to kind of do it for her. In the kit, so you can buy like a kit, basically comes with the tool, a nice little carrying case, and then you can also get this full pack that's got a towel, and it's got the field foam that's got colloidal silver in it, disinfects and lubricates, and it's got a bigger pack that you can take with you. So we're going to spray this on our arm. It's a little runny here. There we go. Now there's basically three principles of using this. So the first I like to do is basically detect. So we're going to scan this tissue here. She's got some wrist and elbow stuff going on. A lot of repetitive gripping, so you're going to see this a lot with CrossFit athletes, referred to as tennis elbow because they're gripping the tennis racket. So I'm going to go nice and slow at a 45-degree angle with this beveled edge up and kind of scan the tissue. So I'm detecting. That's one of the 3 Ds that he talks about. We're going to detect. So there's some gristle right here. Then after we detect, we're going to desensitize. So we're going to pick up frequency over that area. Start to kind of feel get a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, not too bad.
Might get a little red right over her arrowhead tattoo here. So detect, we detected. Now we're desensitizing the tissue. And as you're doing this, really what you're feeling for is kind of bumps, gristle, differences in the tissue. It's not a slide. It's not a smooth slide like you'd want. Maybe up in here it feels a little bit better. And there's a tender spot.
Yeah.
So there's another detect. So detect, desensitize, and now we're going to degristle. So we're going to get a little bit more aggressive here. And there's different techniques. You can do a fan technique. I like just kind of getting in there at a 45-degree angle. That's the most important part. Keep that tool at about 45 degrees to the skin.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Does the other edge of the tool kind of have the same angle, or is that, would you use that
beveled
for a different?
Yeah, right. It's a good question. It's beveled all the way around. It's flat on one side, bevel on the other. I like to keep that bevel edge up at 45 degrees.
Okay.
But then the ends, so the whole tool you can use to treat, the ends can get in between the tissues and kind of separate them.
That's when the party starts. Yeah.
And then so what I also like, this is just a little added bonus, is I like the patient to do a little bit of movement with it. So we're going to open all the way up, extend the wrist. I'm going to start scraping. You're going to close the hand down and the fist down and go down with the wrist. Okay. So we're going to add some movement. Now as we're doing this, we're damaging the tissue, and the tissue's regenerating basically with scar tissue. Instead of putting it like this, it's lining these fibers up, and it's a more elastic tissue. So go ahead. Back up. Good. And I'll go through a minute, maybe 30 seconds to detect. As you get better at this, you can pick up on it pretty quick. To desensitize, about 30 seconds to a minute, and then to actually treat it or degristle, maybe another minute or so. So you're looking at 3 minutes maybe max, depending on the area. There's not a lot of tissue here, so it won't take as long. But maybe if we were on the quad or bigger areas, lateral quad IT band, it might take a little bit more time. But yeah, I can get in on that edge. That's what I like about having this tool. It's multi-purpose. And if I was on the quad or something like that, I could use both hands. It's not awkward to where I have to switch tools out, worry about dirtying up another tool. And again, it's an expensive thing. So this is highly affordable, and it's made in the USA. You can get it from leopardclaw.com. And you can use my name, Brian5, to get 5% off. Good. Now let's go up and down with the wrist again.
Okay.
And back down. Good. And that'll be it. Now we just wipe the tool off, and again with that colloidal silver, it cleans the tool, so no need to disinfect it and have a bunch of different bottles of stuff.
And that doesn't feel sticky on my arm or anything either.
Yeah, no residue. Not. And then also with the Myopucks, which I just ordered too, after you use this and you scrape it, it gets basically a good surface area for these Myopucks to stick, which is a TENS unit or an iastm unit, and kind of shock that. So after I scrape this, I could also use the Myopucks, which we'll get into in another video. So thanks for letting me scrape you.
Yeah, well, of course.
We'll have the patient make sure they drink plenty of water, or if you're doing it yourself, make sure you drink plenty of water afterwards and keep moving it and stretching it. And that's where the movement stuff gets into it. So I want to empower the patients, treat themselves, but then also I'm going to teach them kind of what they need to do to keep this away and to keep it getting better. So.